guys! So end of the year is coming, and I thought that it's time for me to get my own new schedule diary. So found this schedule diary in Daiso. Usually at the end of the year, they will come out with schedule diaries as it's a very big thing in Japan. It actually comes in various sizes. This is A6, and there's an A5 size, and there's also a smaller size. The thing I like about this is that you can fit this because it's pretty small. My handwriting is very small, so I can fit them into small little squares like this. But I like them small because I can fit them anywhere. Bags are getting smaller, so I can fit them in the bag, and if there's anything that I need to remember, I can write it down. So when I got this for $2, I was so happy because the design, look at this, so beautiful. It's a pearl, mint pearl color. And what I like about it is also what it has inside. It's not just root pages. There are in fact things like the years. So in this diary, in this schedule diary, they have 2018, 2019 and 2020 in one spread. So you get to see your 3 years view. There's also the yearly view. So with the months January to December, and all the weekends and holidays are all in pink, 2019. And then the monthly review. So I think they started selling this schedule diary from October of this year, and so they provided like monthly pages until December of next year. And however, after this, it was just the root pages. And this schedule diary comes with a cover, so you can actually slot in things like post-it notes or flags, so you can actually flag down certain pages. So the only problem I see with this schedule diary is the lack of notes pages. I really need more for notes and for journaling. I had to make it functional for myself. So I thought about it, and I thought the best way to do this would be to make my own inserts. So using recycled paper, from the office, I made an insert that I could put in the center of this schedule diary, like that. The beauty of having inserts is that you can put in your planning pages. So you may need to plan a certain day, you need to have a to-do list, grocery list, and this, you do not have to keep this forever. You don't need this list in a month's time, right? So when that time comes, when this is filled up, you can just take this off, keep it somewhere, and you can change to a new insert. And you don't have to bring like a super thick book everywhere you go. So that's what I thought is an advantage of doing this diary. I will still be using the rule pages in the schedule diary, but instead of I will use it more like a bullet journal, meaning I will have index page, and I will paginate every of them till the end of the root page. And for each of these, I would actually store information that are more permanent. So for example, if in one of these planning session, I realized that there are some things that I need to note down for future use, I would transfer information here into one of these pages, and I would note it down. So for example, things would be like maybe a list of food that I can eat that's below 500 kilocal, for example, or things like passwords, which I already have, so I don't necessarily have to keep this permanent, but information that are important will be part of this diary, the schedule diary. So this is how it's going to work together. So in the next few minutes, I'll show you how to make this yourself. Right, so this is what you need to make the schedule book. It's really very simple. You just need the schedule book from Daiso. You can buy any size you want, but I like the A6 size because it's small. You need a hairband from Daiso. So it comes in a bundle of probably 3 or 4 of these hairbands. You need a booklet. So this one is about 2.5 cm from end to end here. Okay. And last but not least, you need extra waste paper. So these are actually paper that I have, like extra paper that I actually printed in the office, and it's just I tend to, because I print them on one side, so I tend to use these as like rough paper. But I thought the paper is really quite good, and I really like writing on them, so I will reuse these. The tools will include a long arm stapler, okay, and paper cutter, pencil, and ruler. All right, very simple. My office uses A4 size paper because this page here is already printed. So what I do is I hide all the printed pages inside it. So what I'll first do is, in fact, A6 is 1/4 of an A4. I will fold every of these sheets of paper into half, and then I will quarter it like that. Okay, so that would make up like one leaf. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides to write on. So I'll continue and do this for the other pages. I did about 10 of these pieces. I would actually I realized that it's actually not exactly, it's bigger than A6, so I have to cut it to size. I want to make sure that the paper that I make, the booklet that I make, is within this size. So it should be between 9 to 13.5 cm. Yeah, correct. So I'll cut 2 like this. So you can get this paper cutter in office supply shops. So I got this in Popular, which is one of the bookshops in Singapore. If you have a thicker one, you can actually cut even more pieces of paper. So when I slot in the paper to cut, I make sure that I slot it in the center. Alright? Because as you know, when you make a booklet, because of this part, the folding part, you tend to have a bigger paper outside and smaller paper inside. So by cutting it inwards, or actually you can do that outwards, but that will be harder for you to cut. When you cut it inwards, you just you don't have to measure, you just need to measure the first page, and for the rest of the cutting, you just need to make sure that they fall within here. Okay, so the next step is then to staple this down. So open up, just make sure they all fit in. So I'm going to staple here and here. So when you do this, you got to be quite careful. I suggest you clip this down with a bullock clip so that it doesn't move around too much. Okay. I would put it in the center here, so you form part of the schedule book. But to hold this in, I will be using a hairband. Okay, so you can choose whichever color you like. I'm using a white color. You just need to go around it and tie a knot here. Okay, I've already done that. And every time you need to change a new month, you just need to take this out and throw this away, transfer your notes to other parts, and you can continue. Now I'm using this. So, really simple. The next step, how do you know, it's kind of bulky, right? Like standing out like that. Just need to use a bullock clip, clip it down. And the bullock clip comes with a little, there's a little space here that you can slot in your pen. So I'll tend to do this. So this is my schedule book, all ready to go for 2019. Alright, simple, right? Thanks for watching. Bye!